Hello and welcome back to our wisdom seeking journey. I hope your year started well and it's going well. It's day 4 of 2024, and in today's episode, we'll dive deep into one of Marcus Aurelius' profound meditation. And here is a quote we are reflecting on. I quote, "All you need are these: certainty of judgment in the present moment, action for the common good in the present moment, and an attitude of gratitude in the present moment for anything that comes your way." Marcus Aurelius Meditations 9.6. Perception, action, and will. These are the big three. In every moment, I must have the intention to determine the right action. That's what I get from this reflection. Personally, I'm learning from today's reflection that I must never act or react without first determining if I'm centered in the intention of a positive outcome. If I react without pausing, thinking that I will likely respond to the situation or circumstance, what I have experienced is I let the outside forces determine my actions, and it doesn't end well. So it's being intentional, not being wishy-washy. Marcus Aurelius advises us to have clarity and conviction in our thinking. He emphasizes the importance of being mindful and reasoned in the decisions we make right now, not the emphasis of present moment. If I would quote again that reflection, I quote, "All you need are this certainty of judgment in the present moment, action for the common good in the present moment, and an attitude of gratitude in the present moment for anything that comes your way." So there is that emphasis that it is now, it's at that moment, not when you are clouded with the past regrets or future anxieties. For instance, if someone cuts in front of me in traffic, what is my response? Do I react with anger, or honk my horn, or give them an unkind gesture? If I pause and I center on my intention to feel good in that situation at that moment, I may slow down, give the person more room, and go about my day. I may acknowledge that perhaps the person is running late, or I may even wish them well. Being intentional allows for better thoughts and action to follow, allowing us to feel good regardless of the circumstances. So be intentional today, my friend. The reflection today also urges us to act for the common good. We can believe in virtues as the highest good, and taking action that benefits society contributes to this deal. Marcus is urging us to consider the collective welfare in our actions rather than purely self-serving motives. Well, you will likely experience a difficult person today. You could respond out of anger or the feeling of being disrespected. Neither would make you feel good or the other person feel good or improve the situation. If you're angry, neither of that would provide aid or help to the difficult person. Instead, you can choose to intentionally pause. Look at the situation from the point of view of the difficult person. Perhaps they're stressed or they are feeling overwhelmed. Perhaps they're struggling in other areas of their life. If you respond in anger, you will only add to your difficulties and to their difficulties. Instead, you can intentionally consider giving a kind word or offer to help. It's being intentional, it's being present. Don't let your your thoughts be clouded by what this person did yesterday or what this person might do tomorrow, and that will make your judgment not being in the present and not being intentional, and it will not be a good judgment. So it's being intentional at the very moment, at the present moment, and taking those actions that will make you feel better after that, and will make the other person also feel good. This comes with hard work and practice. Every day we have hundreds of micro moments where we can practice controlling our perception to improve our lives and the lives of others as well. These small moments adds to our character and gives us strength to handling these even more difficult situations. They also make small contributions to improving the lives of others and benefiting all human in the process. So I've learned to say it is what it is, and my friend, it is what it is. If you have learned to identify situations and know what it is, you have mastered life. Don't allow attention or your attention to be diffused by unimportant details. Always remember these three. Control your perception. That's do your best to see what is, not what you think is. We are reminded of the power of now and the merit of present, both mentally and physically. Direct your actions properly. We have a duty to behave properly, so think and then act. Don't just react. Willingly accept what is outside your control. Don't try to micromanage the world. If it's out of your control, don't try to control it. It will drive you nuts. I know there is information overload these days everywhere. But try to remember that knowledge is as well as good as the wisdom applied to it. And wisdom is only as good as the insight applied to it. I also acknowledge that sometimes we are tired, we are exhausted, we just act like robots, and we can act in a certain way that do not give your best. It's okay, it's fine. Nobody's perfect. You cannot be giving 100% all the time. But when you're in the present moment and you realize that, oh, I need to be giving my best here and I can, just give it. In that, you will know that anything that goes wrong or the outcome of the situation, they are not based on your energy. You can know in your heart that you gave the best to that situation or to that person. So finally, one important core that I always talk about, especially with one great friend of mine, is the attitude of gratitude. This is a call for a stance of thankfulness for whatever life throws at us. This isn't a mere passive acceptance, but an active appreciation that can transform challenges into growth opportunities. Cultivating gratitude can radically shift our perception. It can lead to greater contentment and mental fortitude. Attitude of gratitude, it's not a new thing, but having an attitude of gratitude, it makes life so better. So there are philosophical words. These are philosophical words from nearly 2 millennia ago that remains incredibly relevant and instructive in our current life. By dissecting this reflection, we uncover timeless wisdom that encourages ethical living, community service, and emotional well-being. All these are foundational stones for a life well lived. So join me next time in the next wave of chats as we explore another jewel from the philosophy treasures of wisdom. Until then, let's ponder on how we can apply these three principles in our daily lives. Be intentional.